The Air Venturi Alpha is a wicked little PCP. Now, I've done several different video reviews with this thing at close range, but I've never stretched it out really far. Today, we are going to put together, or we're going to try to put together, a 10-shot group at 100 yards with the Alpha. Can it do it? Will it do it? I don't know. But we're certainly going to find out right now. Now, reference my other videos on the channel. I'll include those as cards in the link here, but I did 2 really extensive reviews on this thing. It does super great with a variety of pellets at close range, 25 yards, 30 yards, and I think even in some of those videos I was hitting some steel targets out at distance. We're going to focus more on distance today, though. We'll start in close, ring some really small spinners. We'll start stretching out 50, 60, 80, and then ultimately at 100 yards, I've got 2 shoot and see targets. We got 24 inches worth of drop on those shoot and see targets. And let's see if we can get some good consistent impacts on that with the same holdover. I'm going to try to figure out my holdover there. This thing is not zeroed at 100, so I'm going to have to hold over. I'll tell you all about that as I'm doing it, what the holdover ends up being, and let's see what it groups. Now, for the pellets in this video, I'm going to use the H&N Field and Target Trophy pellets. These are 14.66 grains. I'll put a link to those in the video description if you want them. I use those extensively in my other 2 videos with this, and it shoots it really good. So I'm just going to continue to use that for this test. I'm not going to sample a bunch of different pellets in this one at 100 yards. Let's see what it does there. Maybe we'll do a future video where I try a bunch of different pellets. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start slapping some steel and stretch this thing out. Starting in close, we'll go to the small spinners at 25 yards. Yep. Let's try the itty bitty. Okay. Nothing to that, so we got to move on out to 3-inch at 50 yards. Excellent. We'll smack the 3-inch at 60. Aha, there we go. So the difference from 50 to 60, we start dropping quite a bit there. I ended up with, that's a 3-inch target. I was holding just over the top of the 3-inch. So I guess that means this thing at 60 yards, we're starting to drop about 1.5 to 2 inches. Let's go ahead and slide on out to 80. This will be our last stop before we get to 100. I'm not going to shoot the 3-inch at 80 because I don't want to waste a bunch of pellets on my drop since I don't know the exact drop yet. So let's go for the 8-inch. Let me hold right at the top of the 8-inch target. Okay, maybe up close on the zoomed in you can see where I hit. I have no idea where I hit, but I held my crosshairs right on the top of that. So let's go to 100. Start printing on those shoot and sees. See what we got. Let's go on 100. 10 shots. Also pulled the old Athlon chronograph out. What kind of speeds we maintain here throughout this. I think my holdover should end up being, I'll hit that second shoot and see target if I hold even with the top of that whole deal. Okay, I see the impact. I'm lining it up dead even in the center. I'm using that top shoot and see, the center line, putting my reticle dead on it, and then my horizontal reticle, I'm holding even with the top of the white. Last shot. Actually looks like a nice little group there. And the consistency of the speed was also really good. I'll show you all that in a close-up right now. I am super surprised with those results. This thing did so much better than the Gamo Swarm Magnum. Obviously the Gamo Swarm Magnum is a break barrel. I'll include links to that video in this one, but if you want to watch it. But it's certainly a very common, or it's a very popular break barrel. And I've said time and time again, there's just absolutely no comparison to how good and how fun pellet rifles can be when you compare a break barrel to a PCP. Even this budget entry-level PCP is so much better than the Gamo Swarm Magnum, which is arguably one of the more powerful, best, easiest commercially available break barrels. This PCPs, man, you can't beat them. But I'll throw it up on the screen here, the group that we had. All 10 shots of that you can see were about, that's, you know, I guess we could say a center point for the total drop with my holdover was, you know, between 13 and 16 inches, so we'll average that at about 14.5 inches of drop average at 100 yards. Really nice group up and down and left and right. I was really surprised. That group from left to right is about a 3 1/4 inch group, 10 shot group, and then vertically it's less than that, really about 2 3/4 inches of vertical group. So super shocked with those results. I did not expect that. Let's talk about the chronograph data here. So we had a minimum speed of 846.1 and a maximum speed of 855 feet per second. So that's an average of 850.5 over 10 shots. Let's look at the stats on that though. Man, that's a this thing shot with a 2.6 standard deviation. Super great. Wow. Let's see if I can hit one of those 3-inch targets at 100. Now that we know what our drop is, I'll sling 10 at it and just see if I can hit it within 10 shots. That's going to be tough just because of the way this reticle is. Oh man. Oh, got it. Nice. Yes. That's great. Oh, got it again. Oh, we got one more. Oh my gosh, can I hit it? Yes! Man, that is so impressive. Man, that is so cool. I love this Air Venturi Alpha. It is such a great little pellet rifle. I think it was 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 at 100. And to be fair, this is just a plain regular duplex reticle. I was using the way my crosshairs were going over to the grid on my other targets, on those shoot and see targets, and was just trying to estimate with that. If you could actually dial, if you had a scope where you could dial, or even if you had a ballistic drop plex reticle, I would have hit more than 4 or 5 out of 10. So the ones I missed was me figuring out where to hold and just guessing best I could. That was not the Alpha. The Alpha can do it. Man, so impressed with this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I may have to sample, and gosh, I'm probably going to have to put a better scope on it so that I can play with it more effectively at 100 yards. Definitely want to do a little bit of penetration testing at that range. Probably put some clay, maybe some gallon jugs of water, maybe like a fruit or something. I don't know. Test penetration. Clay will be the best to see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is really fun for me. Watch the Gamo Swarm Magnum video too. If you're interested in that, I'll include links to that in the video description. Be sure to subscribe to Hunt, Shoot, Live if you haven't already. We got tons of other pellet rifle stuff, lots of gun reviews, hunts, all kinds of stuff on the channel. Thanks again for watching this video. God bless you. We'll catch you next time.